I don't know.
Don't even have the shoulder pads on.
It matches your shirt.
It does. Let me see if it matches your eyes.
Actually, I didn't get to see your ring. Jim.
ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the open night in the FCVC and the big rivalry game between the Conneaut Valley Indians and the Linesville Lions. At this time, would you please rise as the LHS band plays our national anthem, followed by the LCS alma mater. Number 32, Scott Hoover, along with number 44, Chris Hoover. The captains for the Lions for 1994-95, Jeremy Gear, number 73, number 84, Brian Potts, number 10, Tim Crum, number 65, Chris Blair, and number 50, Warren Love. Conneaut Valley Indians have won the toss and will receive. The Lions will kick off and defend the south goal. And now introducing the starting lineup for the Conneaut Valley Indians. At center, a junior, number 50, Greg Goodnow. At left guard, a junior, number 64, John Harrington. At right guard, a senior, number 75, Matt Phelps. At left tackle, a senior, number 60, Jason Schell. At right tackle, a sophomore, number 73, Jesse Robertson. Tight end for the Indians, a junior, number 35, David Bish. At split end, a junior, number 10, Mike Brady. Quarterbacking the red and black, a senior, number 44, Chris Hoover. At slot back, a junior, number 36, Derek Bish. At tailback, a senior, number 32, Scott Hoover. And rounding out the Conneaut Valley lineup at fullback, a junior, number 21, Bill Braden. Head coach for the Valley Indians, Mr. Steve Neal. The Valley Indians are currently on a winning streak of 7 consecutive FCVC victories. And now introducing the Linesville Lions, defending FCVC champs for the past 2 years. At center, a senior number 65, Chris Blair. At left guard, a senior number 54, Tony Canale. At right guard, a senior number 66, Jerry Smith. At left tackle, a senior number 50, Warren Love. At right tackle, a senior number 73, Jeremy Gear. At left end, a junior number 40, John O'Day. At right end, a senior number 25, Jason Overdeck. Quarterbacking the Lions, a junior number 10, Tim Crum. At wingback, a junior number 22, Adam Brown. At tailback, a senior number 84, Brian Potts. And rounding out the lineup at fullback, a senior number 20, Jeff Logan. Head coach for the Lions, Mr. Dan McCullough, in his 21st season. Since 1991, and the Valley Indians were winners of their last 7 games in the FCBC in the 93-94 campaign. Teeing up the ball for the Lions will be their quarterback, Tim Crum. And deep for the Lake, for the Valley, will be number 36, Derek Bish, along with number 12, Jason Blood. And Crum's kick comes up to number 12, Jason Blood. And Blood is stuck on the play by number 12 for the Lions, Josh Mulkey. A freshman makes the opening tackle of the 94-95 campaign. So the Valley will start at their own 32-yard line, 1st and 10. Hoover will be doing the senior quarterback for the Valley. And the give on the first play goes to Scott Hoover. Tim Crum in on that first stop. No gain on the play, brings up 2nd down. 2nd down and 10 at the 32-yard line. Hoover on a pitch in the backfield to Hoover. And Hoover picks up maybe a yard on the play. Jason Overdeck in on that stop for the Lions. And a gain of about a yard on the play. We'll call it 3rd down and 9. Brady split wide on the right side. Hoover back to pass. And Hoover throws over the middle, incomplete. As the pass was intended for Derek Bish over the middle, goes incomplete. Okay, Mike Brady will do the punting for the Valley. Brady with a lot of time. Kicks the ball across midfield to Brian Potts. Gets a big roll. Brian Potts picks up the ball and gets a big block. And Potts brought down from behind at the 35-yard line. Bill Braden, number 21, brought down Brian Potts after a big run back on the play, back to about the line of scrimmage. So the Lions will start at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. Okay, up over that ball will be Chris Blair, the Lions center. Full house backfield behind the junior quarterback, Tim Crum. Crum gives off on the power drive down the middle. Pickup on the play of about 6 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 4 as I didn't pick up the ball carrier at the 30-yard line. 2nd down and 4. And the first man through is Jeff Logan. Carries the ball down to about a 1st down. And the officials have timeout on the field for a measurement. Down of the 94-95 campaign, the Lions pick up on their first series of downs, gives them a 1st down at the Valley, 26-yard line. This time cuts off the right side with that pack formation. It's tough to see who's got the football, but Jeff Logan's been that out of the fullback position, been running the ball. Picked up about a yard on the play, brings up 2nd down and 9. The ball just inside the 25-yard line. Give goes to Potts, and Potts with about 3 or 4 ball carriers gets down to about the 20-yard line. As Brian Potts, a big ball carrier last season, expected to carry the load this year. Matt Phelps, one of 3 or 4 Valley Indians in on the stop, brings up a 3rd down and 5 situation as we near the 8-minute mark of quarter number 1. Give goes to Potts, and Potts is upended right away on the play by Bill Braden, number 21, as the play never got developed, and brings up a 4th down situation for the Lions. Situation for the Lions at the Valley, 22-yard line. And Potts gets very, very close to the 1st down, but we'll have to see where they spot the football. It's very, very close. And there's officials timeout on the field for a measurement. And they are short, so the Valley takes over at their own 16-yard line. So the Lions were limited to 1 first down on that drive. Give up the football now at the Valley 16-yard line. And Hoover looks, throws over the top, wide open. On the play was Derek Bish. But he got twisted around, and the football didn't end up in Bish's hand, but he was open up around the 32-yard line. Stops the clock and brings up second down. 7 minutes remaining here in quarter number 1 with no score. Conneaut Valley's second possession of the football game. And Hoover gives this time to Scott Hoover. Warren Love in on that stop of Scott Hoover. Did not before Scott Hoover picks up about 5 yards on the play. We'll call it third down and 5. Split wide on the left side. Hoover looks. Hoover throws and And Jason Overdeck, who had it twice, but could not come up with a football at the 20-yard line. And that would have had 6 points written all over it as Overdeck cut in front of the intended receiver, but just could not hold on to the pigskin. Will punt for the second time. And deep, of course, is Brian Potts. And this one's going to go out of bounds. No, it's going to get a roll again at the 49-yard line. Is down by number 44, Chris Hoover. So the Lions this time will start from the 49-yard line. With their second possession. On the first possession, the Lions picked up a first down. And Potts is upended at about the line of scrimmage on the play. Jason Schell making the hit for Steve Neal's Indians. So bring up second down and 10. Behind at the 18-yard line by number 12, Jason Blood. A speedster caught Potts from behind and bring him down after a big gainer on the play. 30-yard pickup on the play. And the Lions manage their second first down here in the first quarter and puts the ball just inside the Valley 20-yard line. This time goes to Logan, and Logan picks up a couple yards on the play. We have a little boy here at the press box, Shane O'Brien. He's looking for his grandmother. If his grandmother would please come to the press box. We have a little boy, about 4 years old, Shane O'Brien, here at the press box. So if he's your grandson, please come and you'll help a little boy out. Or I'll just take him home with me. Second down and 7. And Logan once again. And Logan fights his way to the 15-yard line. So I'll bring up a third down and about 5. A long 5. Lions have to get just inside the 10-yard line for a first down. And there's timeout on the field. Charge to the Conneaut Valley Indians. Their first timeout here in the first half. So with 3 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in quarter number 1, neither team is yet to score. Seconds to go in the first quarter. Third down and 5 for the Lions. And Crum. And the ball was down. They'll bring up a fourth down situation as the Indians were coming. They were not fooled by that bootleg of Tim Crum out the left side. Jason Shell is the one that ran down Crum. And so I'll bring up fourth down and about 15. Fourth down and 15. And Crum looks to throw. Crum fires. And incomplete as has just thrown short for Brian Potts. In on the coverage was Derek Bish for the Valley Indians. And so Conneaut Valley once again has held in their own territory. This time the Indians will start at their own 25-yard line. Hoover this time gives off to Scott Hoover. And Hoover rambles for about 6 yards on the play. Scott Hoover has been the big ball carrier here, and he actually picks up about 7 yards on the play. We'll call it second down and 3. The Indians looking for their first down here in quarter number 1. And Hoover gives to Hoover again, and the Indians pick up their first down as they go off left tackle. Break to the outside. So the Valley Indians pick up a first down at the 37-yard line. First and 10. Ball carrier this time, Bill Braden. And Braden picks up about 3 yards on the play. We'll call it second down and 7 as the ball spotted just inside the 40-yard line. Second down and 7. Hoover on the pitch out. cuts back inside. And Scott Hoover picks up a couple more yards. Will bring up 3rd and 5. Brian Potts in on that stop of Scott Hoover. Back to pass, and pass was intended for Bill Brayton, and of course there cannot be. Jeff Logan was putting all the pressure on, as Logan all night long has been the coverage man on the quarterback, as it appeared to set up a screenplay, but never really developed as Logan broke through into the backfield early. 4th down, punting situation as Brian Potts backs up. And Mike Brady, the junior for Coach Steve Neal, will do the punting. This is Brady's 3rd punt here in the first quarter, as there are only 23 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. And a good punt. Brian Potts fumbles the ball and then recovers it as it's down inside the 20-yard line at about the 16 or 17-yard line. So the Lions in there will start off with their 3rd possession, the deepest of the night, at about the 17-yard line. The bus driver of bus number 99 from Conneaut Valley, we need to move your bus. As we end quarter number 1, the bus driver for bus number 99 from Conneaut Valley, we need to move your bus as we have a car blocked in. So if that driver would please report to the bus and move number 99, we'd certainly appreciate it. Come to the end of quarter number 1 as both teams had 1 first down. Check that. The Lions had 2 first downs in the first quarter, and Conneaut Valley had 1 first down. 17.5-yard line. Jeff Logan, the ball carrier, here to open up the second quarter, carries the ball up to about the 23-yard line. We'll call that a pickup of 5 yards on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 5. Doing the quarterbacking for the Lions, the junior. And Crum gives it to Logan on the open field, and he picks up a first down as he rambles up to the 37-yard line. Jeremy Brayton finally brings down Logan on his best run of the night. Jeremy Burnham also in on that stop for head coach Steve Neal. So the Lions pick up their 3rd first down at the 38-yard line. And Crum on the pitch. Pitch goes to Kyle Hood, and Kyle Hood driven out of bounds. No gain on the play. So 2nd down and 10 as the first time tonight we had a pitch on the play from Crum. Out to Kyle Hood. And Kyle Hood now brings in the plays as he alternates on the play with Adam Brown. 2nd down and 10. Logan once again trying to find a hole, and Logan spinning around and he picks up about 9 yards. Jeff Logan's biggest problem was getting Lions out of his way, as he kept running up the back of his blockers, finally spun loose and picked up 9 yards on the play. Bill Braden making that stop for the red and black. 3rd down and a yard. And now the Lions have chosen to take timeout on 3rd down and less than a yard. The Lions' first timeout here in the first half. 10 minutes, 9 seconds remaining in half number 1 with no score. Once again, we're looking for the bus driver of bus number 99. We need to move that bus so we can get a vehicle out that's blocked in. So the driver of bus number 99, or perhaps one of the other bus drivers, might be able to move that vehicle. Would certainly be appreciated. Thank you. For first down number 4. And a quick, as Logan trying to get forward, I believe Logan picked up the first down. You see where they spot the ball, but Logan making a good second effort on the play. And it is a first down number 4 for the Lions. As everyone was curious what type of an offense the Lions would be running tonight. And it's very much similar to what they expected as a hard running game, as the Lions have picked up their 4th first down. Lions at their own 49-yard line. And this time Logan stopped at the line of scrimmage, as Logan could never get out of the backfield, as the Indians, Matt Phelps, stood him up early, and Logan never able to break loose. So a loss of a couple yards on the play brings up 2nd down and 12. That's incomplete, as Jason Overdick caught the football, and they ruled, but a little instant replay would have helped on that one, but didn't happen. 3rd down and 12. Third down at the Lions' 46-yard line. 3rd and about 12. Minutes, 50 seconds remaining in the first half. And obviously a mix-up, as Kyle Hood and Tim Crum ran right smack into each other in the backfield, and the Lions suffer another loss back to the 40-yard line. And a punting situation. Jeff Logan will do the punting for the Lions, as the Lions have not punted here tonight. And Logan kicks the line drive punt. And handled by Jesse Mook. And Mook is down around the 23-yard line. We'll see where they spot the pigskin around the 22-yard line, where the Valley will take over 1st and 10. And we have a penalty flag upfield at the 40-yard line. And it's coming back as it's charged the first penalty of the game, a procedure, illegal procedure against the Lions. So the Lions will have to punt the football again. Have to punt it from about the 22-yard line this time. And this time Logan gets away high, comes to Mook again. And Mook wide open on the sideline. And Brian Potts brings him down from behind along with Jeff Logan at the 35-yard line. So the Valley now with their deepest penetration of the night. First down from the 35-yard line, and we have people pointing fingers, but we'll have to see what the officials come up with. And it's an illegal procedure charged against Conneaut Valley, a 5-yard penalty, their first penalty of the night. As I believe they called the quarterback for bobbing his head on that. Would Joel Blair please move his vehicle? We're asking that Joel Blair please move his vehicle. We need to get somebody out. So if Joel Blair would move his car, it would help. Thanks, Joel. And a deep pitch this time. And Scott Hoover is upended by Jason Oberdeck. And a loss of about 4 yards on the play as Jason Oberdeck comes across from the corner and makes a good open field tackle at the 44-yard line. So both teams now in their last possession are moving the wrong direction. Brings up second down and about 19 as the Indians have to get to the Lions' 26-yard line. And Hoover looks to pass. Hoover throws long and picked off on the play by Jason Oberdeck. As Jason Oberdeck goes high in the air and wraps both hands around it and comes up with the interception. So Jason Oberdeck goes high over the intended receiver and makes a real nice catch to take the ball away from the Indians and give the Lions possession at their own 23-yard line. 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Both teams having a lot of trouble moving in their last possession. And this time, Logan rambles for 6 or 7 yards. Now we need a black Ford Mustang moved. That's ARL 8643. Since we couldn't move the bus, we're trying to move a couple cars is what the situation is. A black Ford Mustang, license number ARL 8643. If they would please move it, we'll get this one car out. We understand that's a football player's car, and he's not leaving. As Cromar broken play and ends up with the football, and he ends up at about the line of scrimmage. Jesse Robertson in on that stop along with John Harrington. As the offenses are having a lot of problems here with the last possession for both ball clubs. Third down and 4 for the Lions at the 29-yard line. And there's all kinds of movement. So, laundry all over the field. I believe the Lions are going to be charged with motion on the play. And it will be 5 yards. Second penalty against the Lions for a total of 10 yards. Moves the pigskin. So it'll bring up third down and 9 at the Lions' own 24-yard line. Again, and Crum fires, and they say it hit the ground first as it's scooped up on the play by Jason Oberdick, but thrown short, and there's more laundry on the field. And it appears to be against the Lions, and the Valley's already indicating they will decline it. Motion, charge once again, decline, brings up fourth down. Punting situation for the Lions. So the Valley should end up once again with good field position as the Lions will be forced to kick from back around their 15-yard line. In fact, Logan stands at the 10. And now there's timeout on the field charged to the Conneaut Valley Indians. 3 minutes, 51 seconds remaining in the first half, and neither team is yet to score. Fourth down, punting situation for the Lions, so Jeff Logan at his own 10-yard line, and backed up for the Valley is Jason Blood, along with Jesse Mook. And it's going to come to Blood. As Blood turns the corner, and Brian Potts throws down Jesse Blood at the 50-yard line, so the Valley will get possession of the football as they spot it at midfield. 3 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the first half. The Valley, first down at midfield. We'd just like to announce that the hot pizza from Pizza Joe's has just arrived at the concession stand, so anyone wanting to get a jump for halftime, the hot pizza from Pizza Joe's, and also announcement that Pizza Joe's will be open until 11 o'clock for the football players following the football game. Scott Hoover, the ball carrier, picks up about 6 yards on the play, brings up second down and 4. Ball at the Lions, 44-yard line. Hoover gives off on the play to Scott Hoover, who's been the workhorse, and the Valley Indians pick up their second first down here in the first half and brings it down to the Lion 36. Scott Hoover has been the big workhorse for the Valley Indians here in half number 1. Flags go. We'll have to wait and see on this one as and offsides has been marked off 5 yards. That is their second penalty for a total of 10 yards. As the first half has been relatively penalty-free, with each team being penalized 10 yards. Brings up first down and 15 as we near the 2-minute mark in the first half. Valley has used up 2 of their timeouts, would have one timeout remaining. Two minutes in the first half. And Hoover goes back to throw. Hoover fires! And once again, getting their hands on the football, number 33 for the Lions, Kyle Hood, as he broke up that pass, stops the clock and brings up third down. Second down 15 as Hoover goes back to throw. Hoover, a lot of room, fires deep. And as the free ball, as the officials on top of the play, calls nothing, stops the clock, brings up third down and 15. Mike Brady was the intended receiver on that play. At the 41-yard line. And Hoover, back to pass. And Hoover's going to run the ball. And a loose football. And the Lions get on top of it. Coming up off the bottom, Brian Potts. So 1 minute and 32 seconds and 2 timeouts remaining. The Lions will take over at their own 35-yard line. They set it down at the 34. First down. That is turnover number 2 for the Valley, as they had an intercepted pass and the fumble on the ground. So 2 turnovers here in the first half. Have not cost them at this point. The give goes to Brian Potts. Brian Potts struggles to get up to the 40-yard line. Derek Bish in on that stop as we go inside the 1 minute mark and the clock moving. Pass complete to Brian Potts. And Brian Potts gets down to the 38-yard line on a nice give and go. And now a timeout called by the Lions. Their second timeout, which will give them 1 timeout remaining with 37 seconds remaining here in the first half. The 5th first down for the Lions and the second completed pass of the ball game. Check that, make that the first completed pass. First down for the Lions at the 39-yard line. The pass was intended for Jason Oberdick as he aired it out. Threw it from the 40-yard line to the end zone, but the ball was overthrown as the defenders and Oberdick got tangled up a little bit around the 5-yard line, and the pass stops the clock and brings up second down. Down and 10. And Crum on the quick goes to Logan, but Logan picks up maybe a yard on the play. And they indicate that he was down on the play with 20 seconds remaining. 1 timeout remaining, and now the Lions call their final timeout with 16 seconds remaining. was the one that made the hit on Logan. Knocked the ball loose. The officials indicated it was down. Brings up a third down. Third down and 9. And Crum. And Crum is tackled, and I'm sure Jason Shell came through and down Crum in the backfield as the clock ticks down and will bring the first half to an end. And so as both teams head off to the locker room, we have played to a dead even tie. Classic Broadway musical Fiddler on the Roof, celebrating its 30th anniversary on the Broadway stage. This Tony and Oscar award-winning musical has many themes that apply to us today. All of us are some way like that person that stands up there, that person that has that delicate balance, that fiddler on the roof. perform for the second year in a row at the Conneaut Fall Festival of Music. Future performances, in addition to the halftime games, include the Cambridge Springs Band Festival and the Meadville Area Band Festival. The Linesville High School Marching Band would like to thank you for its support and hope to see you next week at Lakeview. Will be kicking off, and kicking off will be Jason Shell, a senior, and deep for the Lions will be Brian Potts along with Adam Brown. And Shell's kick goes towards Brown. Brown takes it, tries to get behind some blockers, and is pulled down. Start off at about the 15-yard line, inside your own 15-yard line, to start the second half. Jim Crum, the junior, doing the quarterbacking for the Lions. Potts in the backfield behind him. And penalty flags fly at the snip of the ball, as we went through the first quarter and a half without many penalties, but both teams have been guilty of penalties since then. 5 yards, marked off against Conneaut Valley. So it'll be first down and 5. First down and 5 as the football is sitting on the 20-yard line. And Potts, Brian Potts, trying to turn the corner, spins, carries a couple players all the way out to the 25 or 30-yard line, across the 30-yard line, and the Lions pick up a first down here in the second half, number 6 on the night. The Pigskin set down at about the 33-yard line. John O'Day split wide on the left end. And a give goes to Potts, who's tackled from behind. And Shell in on that stop of Potts from the blind side. And a pickup of about 3 yards on the play. Brings up second down and 7. Full house backfield behind Crum, and now they split wide. And a give goes to Brown. Adam Brown tries to sweep right in on the counter play. Picks up about 4 yards. Brings up third down and about 3. The football is sitting at the Lions' own 40-yard line. Their first possession here in half number 2. No score. And once again is Potts, and he dives across to about the 45-yard line. They spot his knee at about the 44-yard line, but enough for a first down. Number 7, as the Lions, I believe for the first time, has put back-to-back first downs together. 6 first downs on the ground, 1 through the air. Lions have the ball at their own 43-yard line. Jeff Logan, I believe, was the ball carrier. It was, and he picked up about 4 yards on the play. Brings up second down and 6. As the Lions have been using Logan and Potts. This time to Kyle Hood, but Kyle Hood gets just across the line of scrimmage. We'll call it a pickup of 1 on the play. Brings up third down and 5. John Harrington in on that stop for the Valley of Kyle Hood. Third down and 5 as the Lions near to midfield. And the ball intended for Brian Potts, but it was just over the outstretched arms of Potts. In on the coverage for the Valley, number 32, Scott Hoover. So I'll bring up a 4th down situation for the Lions. And Logan going to punt from his own 35-yard line. His 3rd punt of the ball game. And a nice spiral. Comes down at the 22-yard line. And Jesse Mook fights his way for about 10 or 12 yards, very hard-fought yards, up to about the 33-yard line, where they down the ball. So Valley will start from their own 33. First possession here for the Valley to start the 3rd quarter. And Scott Hoover, the ball carrier off the left side, picks up about 3 yards on the play. We'll call it second down and 7. Football is set down at about the 36-yard line. who gets about 5 or 6 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and a couple. 6:14 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Brady split wide on the right side. And diving forward is Scott Hoover, and I believe he picked up the 1st down. And 1st down, number 3 for Conneaut Valley, as Scott Hoover dives off the left side, picks up the 1st down. So Conneaut Valley now picking up a 1st down, 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. A deep pitch to Hoover, and a heck of a play by Jason Overdeck. As a loss of about 4 yards on the play, as Jason Overdeck ran the swing play and was able to catch up with the ball carrier and give the Valley a 4-yard loss to bring up 2nd down and 14. Pigskin setting just inside the 39-yard line. Pass and a screenplay. Dave Bish was the receiver of that completed pass, but a loss of about a yard on the play. Brian Potts and Chris Blarian on that stop. A loss of 1 brings up 3rd down and 15. The I formation behind Hoover. And Hoover. And Hoover throws it deep. Mike Brady was the intended receiver, as Hoover overthrew Brady. And statistics on the aerial attack is 0 for 7, if you're keeping stats. Brings up 4th down and 15 from the 38-yard line. And Brian Potts goes back deep. And punting for Conneaut Valley will be Mike Brady. His 4th punt of the ball game. And gets a good kick. The ball goes through Brian Potts' hand, and Conneaut Valley gets the first big break in the ball game. Derek Fish, as he dives on the football. So Conneaut Valley gets the first big break in the ball game, as the ball is sitting at the 15-yard line. And they have a 1st and 10. And Hoover gives to Scott Hoover. And Hoover picks up about 5 yards on the play. Gets down to the 10-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 5. That's the Lions' 10-yard line. Down and 5 at the Lions' 10-yard line. Hoover on the pitch to Hoover. And it's strung out on the play. And a loss of about a yard on the play. Jeremy Gears comes up with the big stop for the Lions. As the first time the Lion defense will have to rise to the occasion. Brings up 3rd down and 6 at about the 11-yard line. And Hoover, once again, is stacked up in the middle of the line. Pick up 2 or 3 yards on the play. Warren Love in on that stop. Chris Blair and Brian Potts. So bring up 4th down and 5. So the ball at about the 10-yard line. So it's probably the biggest play of the ball game here for either team with 4th down and 5 at the Lions 10-yard line. Scott Hoover rambles all the way down inside the 5-yard line and picks up the 1st down. So the Valley now with a 1st and goal at about the 3-yard line. First down and goal from the 3-yard line. As Scott Hoover has been the big ball carrier here tonight. And the pitch to Hoover, trying to break outside. And Scott Hoover dives in for the touchdown. So Scott Hoover puts the Valley on the scoreboard with 45 seconds remaining in quarter number 3. As Hoover has a 3-yard run around the left side, has a good inside move, broke to the outside and dove into the end zone. At the end of the 3rd quarter, we'll call off the 50-50 raffle ticket number. The Valley trying for the 2-point conversion. And they're able to stop him, so with 45 seconds remaining, the Conneaut Valley Indians have now drawn first blood, and the score is Conneaut Valley 6 and the Lions nothing. If you take out your raffle ticket from the 50-50 boosters while the teams are heading upfield, the number on the 50-50 raffle, 913595. Once again, the 50-50 band booster raffle number, 913595. Last 4 digits, 3595. 3595. If you have that winning ticket number, report to the booth for the 50-50. The 50-50 worth $137. So if you have those numbers, please report to the booth. We understand that there will be another delivery of Pizza Joe's in about 20 minutes. So if those people that are waiting for Pizza Joe's Pizza, about 20 minutes will be the next delivery. Also a reminder that the Little Gritters program is starting for the first time. The Conneaut Valley and Linesville Little Gritters program. Their first contest will be here at this football field next Saturday at 1 o'clock and at 3 o'clock. Adam Brown picks up the football and goes across the 30-yard line to about the 32-yard line. James Macbeth tripped up Adam Brown on that recovery, so we wind down quarter number 3. The Lions will start from their own 32-yard line. Officials timeout on the field. The ball carrier, downed after a pickup of maybe a couple yards on the play. And that ends the quarter as the Lions will have a second down and about 8, I believe. And so at the end of 3 quarters, Conneaut Valley in the lead by a score of 6-0. So the Lions have a second down and 8 from their own 33-yard line. Intended for Brian Potts, who one-handed the ball. Potts up on his feet after sustaining a leg cramp. So Charlie Sheelatz will go into the lineup, replacing Brian Potts, who's trying to walk off a cramp. Brings up a 3rd down and 8. Breaking for the sideline. Kyle Hood run out of bounds, but not before he picks up a 1st down at the 46-yard line. As a nice pitch comes from Crum to Kyle Hood. Kyle Hood sweeps right side, picks up the 8 yards plus another 2 or 3 yards. And the Lions pick up 1st down, number 8. Crosses the just outside the 45-yard line. Stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Jason Schell had him wrapped around from behind, and Chris Hoover also was in on that tackle. No gain on the play, brings up 2nd down and 10. Again, this time going the other way is Kyle Hood, who slipped and finally he's run out of bounds after a pickup of about 8 or 9 yards on the play. We'll see where they spot the football. Mike Brady ran Kyle Hood out of bounds. A pickup of 8 yards on the play brings up 3rd down and 2. Down and 2. As the football is crossed midfield to the Valley 46-yard line. And a give goes to Brian Potts, and Brian Potts dives across the yard marker, I believe. And they have indicated a 1st down. So the Lions cross the 45 down to the 44-yard line. 1st down, number 9 for the Lions. Blair up over the pigskin for the Lions, plays center. Tim Crump, junior quarterback, up behind Blair. And Crump on the keeper, picks up maybe a yard or two. Jason Schell in on that stop, a gain of only one by the Lion quarterback as they looked to pitch the football. Did not, and picked up about 1 yard. Second down and 9. Overdig, split wide on the right side. Logan and Potts behind Crump. And throws deep, wide open. As Jason Overdig broke loose and tried, laid it on the money. Down to the 10-yard line and in the last 10 for the touchdown. As Crump aired it out from the 45-yard line. And Overdig catches up with the pigskin and hauls it in for the 6 points. So with 9:41 remaining in the ball game, all important extra point. Jason Overdig will attempt the point after touchdown. Points and then drives one through to put the 7th point on the board with 9:41 remaining in the contest. The Lions 7 and the Indians 6. Down here in the 4th quarter, we'd like to, we'll remind you a number of times that anyone that would like to stick around and help the boosters out, clean up the field a little bit after the ball game, our all sports boosters do a tremendous job of picking up the paper and so forth. Within a few minutes after the ball game, the fields are completely cleared, but they need your help. Penalty on the field right off the kickoff, so we'll have to sort this out. And the penalty against Conneaut Valley is what they're indicating. Marked off against Conneaut Valley, so Crump will kick from his own 45-yard line. And Crump kicks a squibbler. Picked up by Hoover. Scott Hoover, who's been the workhorse, continues to be so. As Scott Hoover drives the ball up to about the yard markers around the 30. A reminder that Conneaut Valley, the Lions will travel down to Lakeview next Friday night, take on the Sailors. So Conneaut Valley goes back to the offense as Hoover gets ready to take the snap and gives off on the play to pickup of about 8 yards on the play by Valley. Brings up a 2nd down and 2. Bill Braden with that ball carrier. And a pitch goes to Scott Hoover. And this time the Lions, Tim Crum, sticks him in the backfield for a loss of 1 on the play. Will bring up 3rd down and 3. Ball sitting at the Conneaut Valley 40-yard line. A lot of hype coming into tonight's ball game that both these teams very evenly matched. And the scoreboard shows a difference of only 1 point. And Scott Hoover dives up. I think he'll be maybe a little short. We'll see where they spot the football. Bring up 4th down and less than a yard. 4th down and about a yard, they mark it now. 4th down and 1. Inside the 8-minute mark. And Conneaut Valley is going to go for it. And we'll see where they spot the football. Will be all important as he dives out of the backfield. The officials get ready to set it down. And it's 1st down, Conneaut Valley, as Valley Indians pick up the crucial 1st down. And most important of all, keep hold of the pigskin. So the Valley, 7.5 minutes remaining in the contest. Valley has the 1st down at their own 43-yard line. And Hoover dives for about 7 or 8 yards as Scott Hoover has really been a workhorse here tonight. As Hoover rambles for 8 yards off that right side. And the Valley has crossed midfield into the Lion territory at the 49-yard line. And once again, Hoover's got the ball in the middle, but stacked up. And enough to get the 1st down as they only needed a yard, and so Conneaut Valley comes up with an all-important 1st down as they move down to the Lions' 46-yard line. And now we have a timeout charged to the Lions, their 1st timeout here in the 2nd half, as Conneaut Valley picked up here 2 or 3 consecutive 1st downs. 6.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Lions 7, Conneaut Valley 6. The All Sports Boosters would like to 1st down for Conneaut Valley as they're on the move at the Lions' 47-yard line. And Hoover looks to throw. And Hoover now looking for room to run. Throws. And picked off by Tim Crum. And Tim Crum picked off that deflected pass as 2 or 3 people had their hands on the ball. Tim Crum comes up with it at the 25-yard line. So the 3rd turnover here for Conneaut Valley has been a costly one as the Valley was on the drive and the Lions now take possession at their own 25-yard line. 6 minutes remaining in the contest. And Logan fights his way, trying to get across the line of scrimmage, but was driven sideways. And they spot about a yard gain on the play. Will bring up 2nd down and 9. Logan's done a good job tonight. Doesn't have a lot of yards, but has done a good job out of the backfield. Second down and 9. The Lions have the ball at their own 26-yard line. And a fumble in the play. And I believe Crum quickly got back and got on top of the football, as on the handoff, there was a mishandle on the play. So a loss of a down and a loss of a yard will bring up 3rd down and 11. Loss of a couple yards on the play. 3rd down and 11. And picks up 5 or 7 yards on the play, but not enough for a first down as he gets out to about the 30-yard line where they set the ball down. And so the Lions will be in a punting situation, and the Valley will get their hands on the football again. And now there's timeout on the field, official timeout. Mike Brady down on one knee now is going off the field. Back to about the 15, 16-yard line. Logan will get his punt. And Logan gets a good end-over-end punt. Jason Blood, the freshman. And Jeremy Gears hangs on and pulls it down at the 30-yard line. Jeremy Gears, the big tackle for the Lions, runs down the freshman. And so Conneaut Valley here with 3 minutes and 23 seconds have the football in their possession at their own 31-yard line. To Hoover, and Hoover stacked up after a pickup of a couple yards on the play, 3 yards. We'll call it 2nd down and 7. Don't forget they have a lot of Pizza Joe's pizza that's hot and has just arrived if you want to pick some up and take it with you on the way out. The hot Pizza Joe's pizza. 2nd down and 7 for the Indians. Hoover back to throw. Hoover gonna run it. And gets up very close to the first down. I think they mark it at the yard marker. Should be about a foot short. And now there's a timeout called to Conneaut Valley. I believe that's their first of the second half with 2 remaining. And they'll be faced with a 3rd down and a couple of feet. Earlier, the Little Gritter program started by Conneaut Valley and Linesville, also obviously Springboro, Harmonsburg area, will have their very first contest ever next Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock and at 3 o'clock here on the Linesville football field. And I believe that in the last 2 seasons, and Hoover on the pitch to Hoover. Hoover trying to spread it out. And Hoover tackled deep. And a loss of 8 yards on the play as John Logan broke through on the pitch-out play, and now brings up a 4th down and 9 situation. And another timeout charged to Conneaut Valley. As they have a 4th down and 9 at their own 31-yard line. And Hoover back to pass. Running around, Hoover looking, and Hoover stripped of the football. And either way, it's Linesville football, so it doesn't matter who has the football, but either way, it's the Lions football, and it's at the 21-yard line, I believe. And 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining. As we've had a relatively fast football game with neither team going to the air very much. First and 10 from the 21. Crum gives off on the play to Brian Potts, and Brian Potts snuggles the football, picks up about a yard, and now we have an official timeout charged to Conneaut Valley. So that will be the final timeout. So 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining. And both head coaches, outstanding coaches, Steve Neal and Dan McCullough, heading out to their respective teams, trying to come up with strategy for the last 1 minute and 40 ticks. Second down and 9 for the Lions at the 20-yard line. And penalty flags go as we had movement in the line backfield, I believe. We'll have to see, and that's exactly what they indicate. So 5-yard penalty coming up against the Lions. Third penalty for Linesville, all 5-yard penalties. And brings the ball out to the 25-yard line. Brings up second down. And about 14. And Brian Potts tries to run the corner. And Brian Potts is run out of bounds on the play, which will stop the clock with 1:31 remaining and bring up a third down for the Lions. Have each had the lead one time. And Potts into the middle of the line and brought down. And so the Lions will be faced with a 4th down and 5 situation. So barring a first down, Conneaut Valley will get the football back one more time. Reminder that any people that would like to stick around and help out our boosters would certainly be appreciated immediately following the football game. And a delay of game charged to the Lions. So now they have a 4th down and 10 situation. No score in this ball game till 45 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Valley scored 6 points, and then the first possession in the 4th quarter, the Lions come back and took the lead. Quick pass over the middle, hits off the back of number 21, so Conneaut Valley will take over at the 20-yard line. Hoover gives off on the play to Brady, and Bill Braden gets across the 25-yard line. 30 seconds remaining, brings up second down. A gain of 5 yards on the play, second down and 5. Mike Brady split wide on the left side. Hoover back to pass. And Hoover chased but breaks loose. And now Hoover throws. And incomplete, as the pass was intended for Brady. And goes incomplete. Brings up third down and 5, but 6 seconds remaining on the clock. As we've all witnessed, a very good football game by two very good teams tonight. As we open the FCBC campaign. We'd like to wish luck to Coach Steve Neal and his Conneaut Valley Indians, as well as Dan McCullough and the Linesville Lions. Final play of the contest as Hoover goes back to throw. And now Hoover. And Jeremy Gear drags him down and uses up all the clock in doing it. So the Lions go to 1-0 and come up with a very hard-fought 7-6 win over a very good Conneaut Valley football team. And we wish both of these teams good luck in the FCBC. Coach Steve Neal and Coach Dan McCullough. Outstanding football game. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a safe trip home.